One of the most commonly suggested updates for Minecraft is of course the cave update, something the entire community can't seem to stop thinking about. New blocks, mobs, biomes, and more could be added in an update all about caves. That being said, my name is SystemZ and here are my ideas for a Minecraft cave update. If you enjoyed the video and want to support my channel and help me make videos in the future, consider becoming a member where you'll be invited to my Minecraft and Discord servers, as well as have a chance to help me with new videos through exclusive community posts. Click the join button below for more information, and also thank you to those of you who have become a member since my last video. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video. My name is SystemZ and today we're taking a look at new ideas for a potential cave update if we were to get one in the future. And if you're anything like me, then you are extremely excited. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first idea, which is actually a whole bunch of different ideas, takes us down into a mine shaft, which as you can see looks a little bit better than your typical mine shaft. But with all the new blocks and all the new generation aside, the actual first idea comes from this new mob known as the Undead Miner. An exclusive mob only found in the mine shafts, but that's not it. They actually spawn with a mining helmet, which as you can see actually produces light around the mob, and as it moves around it actually carries the light with them. I think that is a really cool effect, something absolutely amazing that we do not currently have in the game. Imagine being in a cave and seeing light slowly come towards you. I think that's a really cool spooky effect that I would definitely love to see in the game. They also spawn with a mining pickaxe, and as you can see this is a gold one to kind of go with the golden helmet. They got a match after all, they're fancy. But see, the thing is they actually can mine through stone or cobblestone blocks as long as they're in a mine shaft to get to you. And I think that's a really cool effect because you basically can only attack them, you cannot run. That I think is really cool. But if you manage to kill the mob, they actually drop their mining helmet, which as you can see I've got currently on me, but this is what the item looks like. Whenever you're wearing it, it actually allows you to have the same lighting effect to where you basically have light anywhere you go, especially in the caves. I think this is something everybody seems to want in the game, including myself. And what's that above me? New block types. This is moss. I would absolutely love to see this generation in the game. Oh my gosh, it would be really cool to see this sort of mossy generation in the caves. It would really make it feel a little bit more fun to traverse. But as you can see, not only do we have new blocks, we have new generation for the actual mine shaft. It's a little bit more expanded and there's a little bit more headroom because we've brought these up as well as changed the look of them. I think that's fantastic, and in conjunction with the new moss blocks that are on the ground here, as well as the moss plants and the hanging plants and the side plants, I think it really gives the caves a new look. Something that I think everybody seems to want, including myself. But it doesn't really stop there. This is only scratching the surface. That being said, let's take a look at the next idea. Let me introduce you to the Crystal Caves, a brand new biome that introduces a brand new block and a brand new mechanic. That is the perfect update in my opinion. When you get all three, it's truly amazing, and that's exactly what's going on here. So as you can see, we've got various different crystal blocks kind of hidden around the place, as well as fun new particles kind of going all over this cave. Not to mention a new block type and stalactites. There's so many things in this particular build that I would love to see in the game. So let's go ahead and quickly go over them. As you can see, we actually have a crystal block. These would spawn only in crystal caves, and they would actually emit light. You can mine them with a normal pickaxe, as you can see here, and when you do so, you actually get a crystal shard. Now, I don't really know exactly how this mechanic would work, but I like to imagine that you could use these crystal shards to provide very customized upgrades to tools and weapons and armor, much like Tinker's Construct. I think that would be fantastic. Not to mention, we could actually see the addition of the full crystal blocks added to the game as well, which they actually do manage to emit light, so this could be great for custom lighting and custom light levels, something I think all of us, especially us builders, would love to see. Now, as far as the stalactites, these are basically just stone fences and stone walls, so you can kind of get an idea of what I would like to see there. You'll see these kind of all over today's video. I'd like it if we could craft blocks down to this size, that size, and upwards. I think it would be very cool for detail, and I think it's something we definitely need in the game. Just as much as we need this new block type known as slate. As you can see here, if I mine this block, it's all over this crystal cavern. We've got it kind of in the form of the mesa biomes, how they're in the wall in layers. I love the way it looks, and I think it really provides a good reason, other than the crystals, to come to the infamous crystal caves. And if you manage to get them, you can craft it down to a new block that you could use for roofing, known as a shingle or a tile, which could be dyeable. That's really just scratching the surface, though. There's so many awesome building mechanics that could go in there, but really, what I love is these crystals. I think all of this together is fantastic. So let me know what you think of that down in the comments below. Oh, hello there, my friend, and welcome to the Molten Stone Cavern, a brand new biome that we would find in the caves, very, very deep, down in the levels near diamonds. This would be a very dangerous new biome that would introduce new blocks, new decorations, and even a new ore type, which we'll get into in just one moment. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a tour of the Molten Stone Cavern. Now, the first thing you will notice is the particles bouncing all over the place. This would probably be a pretty hot biome, so in order to even traverse it, I like to imagine that you would need the fire protection enchantment, which would be the first biome of potentially many that would introduce the mechanic of requiring an enchantment to go into the biome without getting hurt. Now, some of you probably won't like that, so maybe we only make that an effect for hard mode. Now, the next thing you'll notice is the various different new blocks all over the place. This is pretty much the gold mine of new block ideas. Not only do we have molten stone, we have molten cobblestone. We've also got deposits of basalt all over the place, which could obviously introduce new stairs, slabs, and various different polished type blocks. We've also got a very interesting new type of moss that basically burns you whenever you walk on it, so be very careful not to get too close. And of course, the new mushroom type, which looks a little bit familiar. If you haven't already seen my video, I basically recreated the cave update, and this is one of the items found in that video. So definitely make sure to check that video out. You can click the iCard in the corner if you want to see that video. Going back to the stalactites, you can also see that we have the same block formation for this new block type. Like I said, I like to imagine that all blocks are able to be crafted down to this size. It would make decorations like this possible, and I think everybody would truly love it. Now, the last amazing feature of this biome is a new ore type known as ruby ore, a very rare ore that you could only find in this biome, which is why it requires fire protection to even come here. It adds to the rarity of the ore. Now, this could be used to craft tools, weapons, armor, and more. But I'm going to leave that as a mystery up to you, so let me know in the comments down below how you think Ruby could be introduced into the game. Man, we have seen so many new blocks, new items, and biomes in this video already. It truly cannot get much better than this. Or can it? This is going to be potentially one of my favorite features in this video, and that is of course for a brand new mob known as the Loot Eater. Now, you can imagine that because this is an original mob, an idea that I completely came up with, that this would be a very special addition to the game. And for that reason, this is my favorite idea. So, imagine being in the caves. This is a normal cave, so this is assuming the generation isn't even changed. And you see a whole bunch of new ore, or at least existing ore, but all put together. You see diamonds, you see some emeralds. You've already got one diamond in your inventory. What more could you lose by going over there to mine it? So let's go ahead and walk a little bit closer. Oh geez, okay, and just like that, we are immediately attacked and greeted by the Loot Eater, a brand new mob that's kind of like a serpent that travels through the rock. And whenever it pops up, it actually steals your loot. The diamond is gone, and the only way to get it back is by killing this guy, but you better be careful. They can disappear if you get too far, and when they come back, they can take another piece of loot, and you might not get that one back. So this is a really cool idea. I think a lot of people would love to see something like this in the game, and I'm very, very proud of it. So let me know what you think of that down in the comments. What do you think of the name Loot Eater? I think it's kind of perfect considering it literally eats your loot, but this is a very menacing new mob, and I think it would be perfect for the cave update. Last but certainly not least, we are yet again in another new biome. This time adding a lot of new blocks, a new ore, and a lot more to look at, just like the Molten Stone Cavern. But this one is the Frozen Stone Cavern, which you can imagine is pretty much similar to the previous biome. but it's cold. So you're gonna need the Frostwalker enchantment to actually traverse this biome. Otherwise, if you manage to walk over this frozen, iced over stone, you may freeze in your place. So be very, very careful with what enchantments you have whenever you come in this biome. Now this one doesn't really have any particle effects. It's very quiet, very cold, and very calming. If you go through this biome, you may have trouble seeing the new mobs, which I unfortunately don't have an example of in this case, but I like to imagine ice mobs that kind of traverse this biome very slowly, leaving a path of this frozen stone, which as you can see here is pretty much like the normal frozen stone, but with the iced over topping. Oh, and what's this? A brand new block known as marble, another block that it seems like a lot of people want in the game, myself included. And stalactites in the ceiling as well, and of course the frozen cobblestone. And then a new ore type as well, which we will dub the sapphire ore. Another amazing new ore that would be very, very difficult to find because of the kind of mechanics that come in line with this very dangerous new biome. I would absolutely love this. I think it would be fantastic, and it's only an example at what could be done in a cave update. A lot of people like to think of bringing the normal biomes of the overworld down into the caves, but honestly, let's be a little bit more creative and original. Why not create new biomes entirely? And that's where the Crystal Caverns, the Molten Stone Cavern, and the Frozen Stone Cavern come in mind. And just like that, we are at the end of yet again another video, and this one honestly was super fun to make. It took a lot of effort, so truly if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications to be alerted whenever I next upload a video. Let me know in the comments down below which idea was your favorite and what you would like to see in the cave update if we were to get it in 1.17. And that being said, my name has been System Z. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.